right, here's a how-to video on how to draw the Lorax. For our Lorax, we're going to start in about the center of the paper and make a large, chubby oval. It almost looks like a little potato. So this will be his head. We're going to start about here with a little oval for his nose. And it seems that everything is connected to his nose. His eyes are big ovals like that, but they're connected to his nose. And let's see, I try to make this a little neater and dark enough so that you can see it. Okay, his eyes, he has kind of an eyelid going across this way on both of them. And if you notice his eyes, he has almost like a little U shape, but then another little U on top of it. So we're going to make his eyes like that, almost like little half moons or little moons. So we've got his eyes here, and then he has some hair kind of coming up. And you can come down and make these little points if you want to, or just come up with just some plain hairs. He has about 4 or 5 on each side. And maybe I'll bring his top of his head down a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to start with the mustache. His mustache takes up quite a bit of space, but it starts again with the nose. So I'm going to kind of draw kind of a little bow tie type thing to give me a basis for where I want his mustache to be. It's going to kind of come up right underneath his nose and then kind of curve out a little bit. So if you notice, I've kind of got like a little bow tie here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come off that bow tie with some hairs sticking up. Sometimes they kind of have a little point. You can kind of do a zigzag. It can go off of his face. And they kind of curve around. And they all just kind of overlap this original bow tie that I've made. So you do your Lorax mustache how you want it. You can have some little skinnier hairs here if you'd like. But we're going to kind of rise up here where this curve is. We might have a little hair here or two. And then we'll start on this side kind of pointing up again for our little Lorax mustache. And again, we're just kind of staying on the original bow tie line that we made. So when you get done with your Lorax mustache, we can come in here and erase our little lines that we had to help us guide us on where to put his mustache. Now if we look, the Lorax has kind of an oval here, well, maybe more of a circle. You can make it elongated if you want. And he kind of has like this funny looking M inside it, kind of like the tongue. And then he has like his lip that's right here. So, but it doesn't go all the way around. You could make yours go all the way around if you want. So right now we're pretty much done with our Lorax top half. He has an arm coming off over here. And I'm just going to start by drawing 2 little lines that come out kind of on either side of his mustache. And I'm going to make 2 parallel lines. So they're never going to meet. These 2 lines here are right next to each other. So there's kind of his arm and then his elbow. I'm going to bend it back up here, almost to make like a V. So we're going to have 2 parallel lines here. And very lightly, I'm going to have you boys and girls put like a little circle on the end. That would be like the palm of his hand. So I'm going to do these little points. There'd be a thumb. And these little points coming off of his circle are going to be his fingers. You can give him 3, 4, however many you want to. He's your Lorax. You decide how many fingers you want him to have. Then I can go in and erase my original circle again. So there's my Lorax arms. And then he comes down here, and I'm not going to darken this in all the way down, but if you notice here, he has almost like a really curved N shape. I'm going to slide that up there a little bit, move my paper up, and hopefully you can see it. So I'm going to start here at the bottom of our oval, and I'm going to give it this kind of broad N shape right here, this curve right here like that. And I'm even going to point it in a little bit like that. And down here is going to be his feet. They're going to kind of come out at a little angle like this. And then his toes are kind of little points. And then he's skinnier right here. I would say this would probably be his ankle, and he really doesn't have knees, it doesn't look like, but we're just going to follow this curve up and attach it to the rest of his body, kind of like this. And then we can darken this in. So I've got my Lorax drawn. I can erase these little curves that have helped me draw my lines. And you can go in and you can give your Lorax some fur on his legs and on his belly, and you make your Lorax look how you want him to make, and then you can color him how you want to color him. Enjoy drawing your Lorax.